The day after Janmashtami is called Nandotsav, the day when Nanda Maharaj celebrated the appearance of Krishna. He was very happy on getting Krishna and gave lots of charity on that day. Krishna also wanted to follow the footsteps of his father. Nanda Maharaj gave the best out of his treasure box, and therefore Krishna also gave the best treasure from his treasure box on the day of Nandotsav, that is on 1st September 1986, and on that day Srila Prabhupada appeared in this world. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had also predicted, Jodi papi dharma chhari dur deshe jay, more Senapati bhakto jaibe tothaye. The year 1896, when Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote a book, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Life and Precepts, and sent in the university in Canada. That same year, the year when Mahaprabhu's glory went to Western world, that Acharya appeared who will actually take this message to the Western world. This is not a coincidence. The British coming in India was also planned so that Srila Prabhupada learns English and spreads Krishna consciousness all over the world. In 1921, Srila Prabhupada was 25 years old and he had the first ever darshan of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur in Calcutta. He was speaking about Krishna consciousness spreading far and wide. At that time, the freedom movement was picking up. Srila Prabhupada asked Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, what about India's freedom? Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu cannot wait for the building or falling of any government. He gave a very wonderful example. He spoke about the conversation between Yamraj and Yudhishthir Maharaj. Yamraj asked, what is the news? Yudhishthir Maharaj said, oh, the news is everyone in this world is fried in the frying pan of Maya. Maya is tossing them in days, weeks and years. That is, Maya is cooking all living beings. Trying to build or fall a government is like flipping the jiva in the frying pan. Newer problems will rise after we get independence. Problems will end when we go back to Krishna. So, Vaishnavas don't worry about the details of this world. A Vaishnava thinks of pulling jivas from the frying pan. Srila Prabhupada was very impressed, inspired and surrendered his life 100%. At that time, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur instructed Srila Prabhupada, you are a young educated man. Why don't you understand this message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and spread this far and wide in English language? In 1932 in Prayag, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur gave Srila Prabhupada Diksha and was given the name Abhay Charanarabinda Das Adhikari. Prabhupada had his family and business then, but time to time he came and attended Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's teachings. One fine day, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur and Srila Prabhupada were in Radha Kund and something very important came from his lips. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, very soon I will leave this world and soon there will be fire in this Gaudiya Math. Fire means everyone would want to take over the property, and he was mentioning especially the Bagbazar Gaudiya Math. Better sell marbles of this temple and print books. If you ever get money, print books. Srila Prabhupada held the instructions and locked them in the closet of his heart, and that was the mission statement in his life. As Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, Gaudiya Math split. The purpose of Gaudiya Math deviated due to internal conflict. Even being a Grihastha, Prabhupada would write articles, edit articles for the Gaudiya Patrika, and he would give lectures on Bhagavad Gita. So although he was a Grihastha, he was given Bhakti Vedanta title by the Gaudiya Vaishnava community as he was so scholarly and he was very intelligent. Though he was very skilled, every time he would start a business and it collapsed. He could hardly maintain his family with money. One day, when Srila Prabhupada was reading Srimad Bhagavatam, he came across a verse which hit straight in his heart because it related to what was happening in his life. Yasyaham anugrihnami harisya tadhanam sanai. Here Krishna told, when I want to shower mercy, first I take his wealth, then his family and friends, and then also if he is in my lotus feet, I give myself to him, which is rare even to demigods. So, step 1 was Krishna taking away money, and now it was step 2, taking away family. One day, Srila Prabhupada's wife wanted to have some tea, and they did not have enough money to buy tea. She got angry. My husband is writing so many patrika and cannot take care of his wife for even a cup of tea. She sold the Srimad Bhagavatam set in the market and bought tea with that money. Srila Prabhupada did not like it, selling Srimad Bhagavatam for tea. It was like a thorn in his heart. At this point, Srila Prabhupada asked a very famous immortal question to his wife. You want me or tea? His wife said, I think I will settle for tea. Srila Prabhupada closed his eyes and next day he left his home never to return again. With one suitcase of clothes, he came to Mathura all alone. In one of the bathing ghats, Srila Prabhupada took shelter in a dharamshala. It was roughly the year of 1957. Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj, he established Keshavji Gaudiya Math in Mathura. One of his disciples came in that ghat. Actually, Srila Prabhupada was very famous among his god brothers as he was so scholarly and he was respected by them. So, that disciple recognized him immediately. He told to himself, Abhay Babu, I know him since 1946. He asked Prabhupada, what are you doing? To that Prabhupada replied, I left my home, children, wife. I don't know why I am here, where to go. With tears he told these words. Then that disciple held Srila Prabhupada's hand and told him, come to your Gaudiya Math. Our Guru Maharaj is your god brother, so come and live with us. Srila Prabhupada wiped his tears and agreed to go. Day after that, Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj came to Mathura from Bengal. Maharaj was very pleased to see Srila Prabhupada. How is everything going? To that, the disciple narrated the whole story of Srila Prabhupada, how he left his home and came to Mathura. Maharaj was looking with so much compassion in the eyes of Srila Prabhupada. Maharaj asked Srila Prabhupada, so what is your plan now? To that brahmachari and other devotees jumped and told, give Abhay Babu sannyas. Srila Prabhupada said, no, I am not ready. Maharaj smiled and said, okay, no problem. After that, repeatedly Srila Prabhupada started getting dreams of his Gurudev, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and he was telling, come follow me, come follow me. Srila Prabhupada told Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj that I am getting these dreams of my Guru Maharaj. To that, Maharaja replied, so do you want to take sannyas? At that time, there was another Prabhu, his name was Sanatan Prabhu. He was a very old devotee and he was a Vanaprasthi devotee, so he was not thinking of sannyas anymore. Srila Prabhupada smiled and said, when Sanatan Prabhu takes sannyas, I will take. It was like a joke, as Sanatan Prabhu was too old to take sannyas. Sanatan Prabhu stood up and said, I am ready to take sannyas tomorrow. It was a shock for Srila Prabhupada. He thought, first Krishna took away my wealth, then Krishna took away my family, and now Krishna is taking my everything. I was always fearing this, and tomorrow is my sannyas day. So, the dream of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, words of Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj, Sanatan Prabhu, and their brahmachari disciple all coincided to one point, that our Srila Prabhupada has to take sannyas. Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj was the one who would give sannyas to Prabhupada. And Vishwarup Day was fixed. What is the glory of this day? Actually, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Maharashtra, he got to know that his older brother Vishwarup left this world. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu shaved his head and had a festival, Vishwarup Mahotsav. On that day, Srila Prabhupada also shaved his head and took sannyas. Along with the disciple, Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj set the fire sacrifice. He tied the sannyas danda, stripped the cloth to 4 pieces, Bahirvyas, Uttariya, Dor and Kopin. Sanatan Prabhu and Srila Prabhupada, who was Abhacharan Das Adhikari then, they both received sannyas dikha in Keshavji Gauriya Math on Vishwarup Mahotsav. Sanatan Prabhu got the name Bhaktivedanta Muni Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada got the name Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj. Srila Prabhupada carried all the names. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. A.C. meant Abhacharan, the name given by his father, Abhacharanaravinda, the name given by his Guru Maharaj, and Bhaktivedanta was the title given by the Vaishnav community, and Swami Maharaj, his Sannyas Diksha Maharaj, Bhakti Pragyan Keshavji Maharaj gave. So he signed as A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj. This is why we may have seen a very famous picture with Muni Maharaj on one side and our Srila Prabhupada on the other side with Bhakti Pragyan Keshavji Maharaj in the middle. Srila Prabhupada took sannyas and left his family so that we can ultimately find our eternal family. He took birth in this world so that we stop taking birth in this world. After this, he went to Radha Damodar temple in Vrindavan, preparing his consciousness to preach the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the western world, something which was never heard before in the 4 paramparas. It is also very important to hear the pre-sannyas pastime of Srila Prabhupada so that we appreciate the human-like struggle of an acharya so that we can get what we have on our plate so easily available. Finally, Srimad Bhagavatam says a very beautiful verse in this regard, that after doing bhajan for many lifetimes, we get this opportunity to hear pastimes of a great soul. So, there are 4 things to remember. 1. To hear from Krishna, that is Bhagavad Gita. 2. To hear about Krishna, that is Srimad Bhagavatam. 3rd, to hear from Srila Prabhupada through books and his classes. And 4th, to hear about Srila Prabhupada from his devotees. So, thank you so much for hearing this Sannyas Leela of Srila Prabhupada. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.